this little mini series is looking at how to animate some of these images or even the videos as well. Now currently at the moment we have this little image. I say little image, it's actually quite a large image, and you can see it's quite static at the moment. If I just zoom the fit here to 50% and double click it, you can see it's quite large there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend it and make it a little bit bigger, and I'm going to move it over like this, and we're going to extend it a little bit more. Now because these are images, they're actually really large in size, so stretching it out won't matter too much. You can't really do this with a lot of videos, but you can do it easier with some pictures. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to animate this picture. So we're going to have this picture moving as we go, and we're going to do the same thing with a video, and I'll show you how both of them are really easy. So to do this, you've got to make sure you've got the correct part of the timeline selected, and we're going to go to Effect Controls, and what we're going to do is add in a position marker here, and you can see here it's got next to it toggle timeline, and what's done is put a keyframe here. Now I'm just going to drag my timeline over, so to here say, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to move then these numbers. Now you'll notice one of them is a lot larger than the other, because obviously it's one of them is for the length and one of them is for the width. So this one here is the length, and if I just show you what this is going to do, if I just click and drag this over, you can see now that this has come over, and what it's done is it's added in automatically another frame for me. So when I play this clip, if I just zoom it back in to fit, what we've just done now is we've animated that as it's coming in. So it's basically animates for a set space of time. So watch this now. When I press the play, you can see this is animated, it's moving, and then it'll stop exactly where we want. Now we can do the same thing with a video. Now you can kind of see here we've got a video playing. With this video, it's basically, there's nothing really special with it. It's just the background there has the movement of the water, but the actual items in the front are static. So what I want to do is I want to start off with a nice slow pan just going across. So how do we do that? Well, let's first of all zoom it out. I'm going to zoom to 50%, and I'm going to click on select the frame, and then we're going to double click that. Now, one of the things that we are going to have to be careful of with this is the resolution. So if I zoom this in too much, what's going to happen is it'll be a little bit blurry. So we're just going to make sure that we're not making it too blurry, and we're going to check this a number of times throughout. So what I've done now is I've started this, I've made it a little bit bigger, so we need to do the same thing like we did before. Click on the position there with the keyframe. I'm going to go right to the end here, and then what I'm going to do is just move this over slightly. So I click in and I'm going to drag it so it just goes just to that point there. Okay, so let's have a look and see what that's done. So if we press play, let me just zoom this back in to fit. So let's press play. As you can see now, that's just going across as if we were planning. Now, if I pause that at the moment, you can kind of see that the quality of that is actually fine. There's nothing wrong with it at all. If you wanted to see the full quality, you can use the drop-down menu here and tell it to play in full quality, depending on the power of your computer, depending on how smooth this will be. So at the moment now, mine's on full. As you can see, it's handling it. It's okay. So I know that clip is safe enough to stretch and actually use in the manner that I've used it. So that's how you would animate something to make it move. Now there is another thing that we can do. We can zoom in and zoom out, so we can appear to zoom in, zoom out. So let's have a look at doing something like that on here. So this clip is where somebody is just swimming through it. So what I'm going to do is we are going to get this, in fact I'm going to extend it a little bit, and what we're going to do is we're just going to zoom in to this as the person is going. Now I do this in exactly the same way as I did the position. I choose my starting point, and then what I do is I click on the scale button here, And then what I'm going to do is just drag it over to my end point there. And what I'm going to do then is zoom it in. Now I'm going to actually click, hold, and drag it towards the right because I'm zooming in. Okay, so that's 151 there. And that now has put the end marker in for me. So let's just see what that's done. So let's play that. And you can see now it's zooming in, zooming in, zooming in, zooming in. Lovely. Okay, so that works for me. Now, once you are done, you will need to export this. And then the last video that I'm going to put up here, it'll show you how to export into an appropriate format.